Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jai Shri Krishna RadheGovind. Jai Shri Krishna Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagadpati Gopesha Govinda Namostute Tapt Kanchan Gorangi Radhe Vindaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chev Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jai Mudire. बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की जय। बोलो श्री भागवतम की जय। हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा अजय। हरे कृष्णा नीतू।
हरे कृष्णा भैया।
कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा सचिन।
हरे कृष्णा।
So happy Holi to everyone. First of all,
Happy Holi.
So I think I don't know if we are all playing colors maybe on the weekends. Some or other parties.
Yeah, we have 100 people party coming up for playing colors. Holi. This time we are going to go to New York City. New York side.
New York City?
Long Island. Almost Long Island.
Acha. So where is there a specific place there?
वहाँ वैष्णो मंदिर है कोई?
Oh yes, okay.
So a little bit north of, a little bit further, 20 minutes drive further from JFK airport.
Wow.
So
that's
we're thinking, एक बार न्यूयॉर्क जाते हैं ताकि न्यूयॉर्क के लोगों के लिए कन्वीनियंट होगा ज्वाइन करने के लिए.
Yeah, is that Saturday or Sunday?
It's Saturday. आ जाओ.
अच्छा. नहीं, I was just thinking Riddhi is there now, but she's flying back on Saturday, so it's okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Saturday.
All right. Chalo, good, nice, enjoy. Yeah, I think we also have some holy party on this weekend. Color ke liye.
Nice.
Yeah. Chalo, we'll get started. So kal अपन लोग पढ़ रहे थे. So we are reading about the Prachetas, yeah. Prachetas are descendants of Shambhu Manu and Dhruv Maharaj, yeah. And so as we read, Prachetas do tapasya for almost 10,000 years under the sea. Then they come out and then they are going to a sarovar and they meet Lord Shiva. And then Lord Shiva gives them this Updesh and actually Lord Shiva gives them these prayers for Lord Purushottam. And that's what we are reading right now. Yeah, yesterday we read this Shlok 65th. It says, where Lord Shiva is telling how to pray to Lord Purushottam and saying, my dear Lord, your absolute authority cannot be directly experienced. But one can guess by seeing the activities of the world that everything is being destroyed in due course of time, right? Like everything is temporary. The force of time is very strong. Yeah, so time is very strong and everything is being destroyed by something else. Just as one animal is being eaten by another animal, time scatters everything exactly as the wind scatters clouds in the sky. So based on time, you can see how the activities are changing. So even though you cannot directly experience, you can see how the things are happening in the world. And you can think that all this is being controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is what is being mentioned here. Yeah. So we'll start with Shlok 66. Yeah.
Parmattam uchcher riti kritya chintaya pravadya lobham visayesu lalasam tvam aparamata sahasabhi padyase sullelihano har Ivakum Antaka. My dear Lord, all living entities within this material world are mad after planning for things, and they are always busy with the desire to do this or that. This is due to uncontrollable greed. The greed for material enjoyment is always existing in the living entity. But your Lordship is always alert, and in due course of time you strike him, just as a snake seizes a mouse and very easily swallows him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Basically, what it's saying is, Visyeshu Lalasam, as we know, all of us, right? All the living entities. And that's the reason why we are here also in this materialistic world, is we are mad after all the materialistic thing, right? But as we know, this is all temporary, and in due course of time, everything is taken away, right? So that's what is being mentioned here. Okay, Ajay?
Kastatva padabjam vijhati pandito yaste avnan vyaman ketanah vishankaya sma durcharti ram yad sma yad vinop papati manavashrut drish. My dear Lord, any learned person knows that unless he worships you, his entire life is spoiled. Knowing this, how could we give up worshipping your lotus feet? Even our father and spiritual master, Lord Brahma, unhesitatingly worshipped you, and 14 Manus followed in his footsteps. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so what Lord Shiva is telling Prachetas is that praying to Lord Krishna, that any learned person, yeah, anyone who is little bit jnani, knows that if we are not worshipping Lord Krishna in this human life, the entire life is pretty much spoiled, because as we know, everything is so temporary, right?
Yeah.
So knowing this, how could he give up worshipping your lotus feet? Yeah, Pada Ambajam. And saying that even Lord Brahma, who is our father and spiritual master, unhesitatingly worshipping you, and then of course Manava Chatur Dasha, like 14 Manus, as we know, in one day of Lord Brahma, are also following Lord Brahma's footsteps, and that is worshipping Lord Shri Krishna. Yeah. And a nice purport actually. So let's read this. Nitu.
Yes, Bhaiya. Okay, the word Pandita means a wise man who is actually a wise man. The wise man. 1 minute, Bhaiya, 1 second. Sorry, Bhaiya, there's a connection problem.
Yeah. So maybe Sachin, you want to read, and then Nitu.
Word Pandita means a wise man. Who is actually a wise man? The wise man is described in Bhagavad Gita 7.19 in this way. Bahunam Janvanam Ante Jnanavan Mama Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvam Iti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. After many births and deaths, he who actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me, and to be the cause of all causes and all that is, such a great soul is very rare. Thus, when the wise man actually becomes wise after many births and whimsical attempts at self-realization, he surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Such a Mahatma or learned person knows that Krishna Vasudeva is everything. Vasudeva Sarvam Iti. Learned persons always think that life is wasted unless they worship Lord Krishna or become his devotee. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sachin. So, I know this is a very important shlok in Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, it says, Bahunam Janmanam Ante. Like after so many births and deaths, Yeah. He who is actually in knowledge, like even the Mahatmas, all these Gyanis doing tapashyas and everything after many births and deaths, right, in materialistic world, then they surrender unto me. Me is Lord Krishna here, knowing me to be the cause of all causes. Yeah. And all that is such a great soul is very rare, right? So basically, at the end of the day, we have to become devotee of Lord Sri Krishna, is what is being mentioned very clearly. And and actually, it's pretty nice purpose. So let's keep reading this. Ajay?
As advanced devotee or a perfect human being who is actually wise and learned cannot give up his service at the lotus feet of the Lord. Although Lord Brahma has a long lifespan, 4320
4,032 million.
4,032 million years, constitute 12 hours in a day of Brahma. Brahma is afraid of death and consequently engages in the devotional service of the Lord. Similarly, all the Manus who appear and disappear during the day of Brahma are also engaged in Lord's devotional service. In Brahma's one day, 14 Manus appear and disappear. The first Manu is Shambhu Manu. Each Manu lives for 71 yugas, each consisting of some 432,000 years. Although the Manus have such a long lifespan, they will prepare for the next life by engaging in the devotional service of the Lord. In this age, human beings only live for 60 or 80 years, and even this small lifespan is gradually decreasing. Therefore, it is even more imperative for a human being to take it to worship of the lotus feet of the Lord by constantly chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, as recommended by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Trinad api sunilesna sarovar iva sahisuna amaninam manandena kirtanya sada Hari. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Kirtanaya Sadhari. So as we can see, what is being mentioned here, right, is we know Lord Brahma's one day is 4,032 million years. Yeah, we have talked about this again and again. And same is his night. So 8,064,000 years is one day and night of Lord Brahma. And do you remember Lord Brahma's expected age? Like in solar years, what is Lord Brahma's expected age? How long Lord Brahma lives? Well, like some 350 trillion years plus, yeah? Remember? Yeah, so Lord Brahma's age is around 350 trillion years plus. But what is being mentioned is, in spite of such a long time span, yeah, long life span as we can think, Lord Brahma is also afraid of death, because eventually, he also goes back to Godhead. So he consequently engages in the devotional service of the Lord. Right? So even Lord Brahma, yeah, is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. And similarly, all the Manus who appear and disappear during the day of Brahma are also engaged in the same. Now, we know how many Manus are there in one day of Lord Brahma?
14.
14 Manus, yeah? So I think we should remember all those things at least. Like, so we have 14 Manus in one day of Lord Brahma, and one day of Lord Brahma is 4,032 million years, yeah? Now, how long is Manu's time period, right? So Manu, first Manu is of course Shambhu Manu, as we know, right? And each Manu lives for 71 yugas. And what is a yug here? What is a yug, right? So each yug is around 43,020,000 years, right? But what is a yuga? Right? So each yuga is a total of all the 4 yugas. Yeah. So total of Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga and Satyuga total together, one yuga is around 432,000, 4,032,000 years. Yeah. And then that is 71 times. Okay. So, because if you remember, Kali Yuga is 432,000 years. Then you have Dwapar Yuga, which is 864,000 years. Yeah. Then you have, then you have Treta Yuga, which is around 1.2 million something. And then you have Satyuga, which is 1.6 million something, right? And if you total up all those things, that's around 4.3 million something, right? And like that, you have 71 yugas. If you total it up, it's this big number, right? So, but the point is, irrespective of all this long time span, everyone is surrendering to Lord Sri Krishna. Yeah. That's what is being mentioned. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and whose Jayanti was yesterday, yeah, saying Kirtanai Sada Hari. Kirtan, Kirtan, Kirtan. Yeah. Chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is how a human being should be engaged. So let's continue reading. Neetu.
Yes. When one is engaged in devotional service, he is often surrounded by envious people, and often many enemies come to try to defeat him or stop him. This is not new in this present age, for even in the days of your Prahlad Maharaja, who was engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, was harassed by his demoniac father, Hiranyakashipu. The The atheists are always prepared to harass a devotee. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suggested that one be very tolerant of these people. Nonetheless, one has to continue chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and preaching the chanting of this mantra, because such preaching and chanting constitute the perfection of life. One should chant and preach about the urgency of making this life perfect in all respects. One should thus engage in the devotional service of the Lord and follow in the footsteps of previous acharyas, beginning with Lord Brahma and others. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Previous acharyas, beginning with Lord Brahma. Yeah? And the most important thing mentioned in this is what constitutes the perfection of life, right? And that perfection of life is essentially preaching and chanting name of Lord Sri Krishna. Yeah? So Hare Krishna mantra, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In Kali Yuga, that is the way to do the devotional service. Yeah. Start with the next slok. Hello, Hare Krishna, Rinaji.
Hare Krishna Vya. अथ त्वमसि नो ब्रह्मन् परमात्मन् विपश्यताम् विश्वं रुद्र भयध्वस्त मकुताश्चेद्भया गतेः. My dear Lord, all actually learned persons know you as the Supreme Brahman and the Super Soul. Although the entire universe is afraid of Lord Rudra, who ultimately annihilates everything for the learned devotees who are the fearless destination of all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Vishwam Rudra Bhaya, right? So we know Lord Shiva is the Lord of destruction, right? Like we have Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh for different purposes. But what he's saying is the devotees, learned devotees, you are the fearless destination of all. Yeah. So nice purpose. So let's read this, Tarun.
For the purpose of creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this cosmic manifestation, there are three lords, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, Maheshwara. The material body is finished at the time of annihilation. Both the universal body and the small unit, The individual living entity's body are susceptible to annihilation at the ultimate end. However, the devotees do not fear the annihilation of the body, for they are confident that after the annihilation, they will go back home, back to Godhead. Vyakta deham punar janma naitimam etiso Arjuna. If one strictly follows the process of devotional service, he has no fear of death, for he is predestined to go back home, back to Godhead. The non-devotees are fearful of death because they have no guarantee of where they are going or of the type of body they are going to get in their next life. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So as you know, 8.4 million births, if you remember, based on our karmas, our entanglement into this material world, one gets the next body. It can be any kind of body out of 8.4 million species, right? But if one follows the process of devotional service, he has no fear of death. Yeah, he doesn't worry about what the next birth is going to be, because he is predestined to go back home, back to Godhead, or at least be a devotee. Yeah, is what is being mentioned. So read this, Sachin.
The word Rudra Bhaya is significant in this verse because Rudra himself, Lord Shiva, is speaking of fear of Rudra. This indicates that there are many Rudras, 11 Rudras, and the Rudra, Lord Shiva, who was offering this prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is different from the other Rudras. Although he is as powerful as they are, the conclusion is that one Rudra is afraid of another Rudra because each and every one of them is engaged in the destruction of this cosmic manifestation. But for the devotee, everyone is afraid of Rudra, even Rudra himself. A devotee is never afraid of Rudra because he is always secure, being protected by the lotus feet of the Lord. As Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 9.31, Kaunteya pratijanti na me bhaktah pranashyati. My dear Arjuna, you may declare publicly that my pure devotees will not be vanquished under any circumstances. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Neetu?
idham japata padaram wo visudha narpa nandana swadharmam anustitanto bhagavate arpita sahe. My dear sons of the king, just execute your occupational duty as kings with a pure heart. Just chant this prayer, fixing your mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. That will bring you all good fortune, for the Lord will be very much pleased with you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So this is what Lord Shiva is telling to Prachetas. And again, it's a pretty nice purport. So let's read this. Ajay?
The prayers offered by Lord Shiva are very authoritative and significant. Simply by offering prayers to the Supreme Lord, one can become perfect even though engaged in his occupational duty. The real purpose of life is to become a devotee of the Lord. It does not matter where one is situated. Whether one is a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, American, Englishman, Indian, etc., one can execute devotional service anywhere and everywhere in the material existence simply by offering prayers unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra is also a prayer, for a prayer addresses the Supreme Personality of Godhead by his name and invokes good fortune by petitioning the Lord to allow one to engage in his devotional service. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra also says, My dear Lord Krishna, my dear Lord Rama, O energy of the Lord Hare, kindly engage me in your service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So that's the Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting. Yeah. Rinaji?
Although one may be situated in a lowly position, he can execute devotional service under any circumstance, as is stated. Ahetyuke apratitihata. Devotional service cannot be checked by any material condition. Bhagavad Gita 1.2.6. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also recommended this process. Inane prayadsam udapyasa udap udapasya namanta eva jivanti san mukaranti mukharitam bhavadita vartam sthane sthita srutigatam tanuvan manobhir ye pradyaso jita jito payasi tayes trilokayam. Bhagavad Gita 10.14.3. One may remain situated in his own place or in his own occupational duty and still lend his ear to receive the message of the Lord from realized souls. The Krishna conscious movement is based on this principle, and we are opening centers all over the world to give everyone a chance to hear the message of Lord Krishna in order to go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tarun?
तमे एव तमनम् आत्मस्थं सर्वभूतेस्य अवस्थितं पूज्यस्य ध्यानं गृह्णतश्च ध्यानस्थस्य kasakradharim. Therefore, O sons of the King, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hare, is situated in everyone's heart. He is also within your hearts. Therefore, chant the glories of the Lord and always meditate upon him continuously. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? Close your eyes, recommending. And Neetu?
The words Atmanam, Atmastam, Stapam, Sarva Bhutesvu Avisthitam are also significant. The personality of Godhead is the origin of all living entities. Because the living entities are parts and parcels of the Lord, He is the Father of all of them. One can search out the Supreme Lord very easily within one's heart, for He is situated in every living entity's heart. In this verse, the process of worshipping the Lord is considered to be very easy and complete, for anyone can sit down anywhere and in any condition of life and simply chant the holy name of the Lord. By chanting and hearing, one automatically engages in meditation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sachin? Sachin?
Sorry. Yoga desha mupa sadhya dharayanto munivratah samahita dhiyah sarva etadbhya satadrutah. My dear princess, in the form of a prayer, I have delineated the yoga system of chanting the holy name. All of you should take this important stotra within your minds and promise to keep it in order to become great sages. By acting silently like a great sage and by giving attention and reverence, you should practice this method. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Who is saying this? Who is giving this update?
Lord.
Lord Shiva, yeah? Remember, this is the Lord Shiva's teachings to whom?
Prachetas.
Prachetas, yeah? So Lord Shiva is telling this to Prachetas. Prachetas are the descendants of Dhruv Maharaj, yeah? And they are the Dharmatmas. So, and that's what Lord Shiva is teaching them this prayer, yeah? Ajay?
Idmah purasmakam Bhagwan Vishwa Sriktapatih Bhrigva Dina Matmajanam Siksham Sansrishitam. This prayer was first spoken by Lord Brahma, the matter of all creators. The creators headed by Bhrigu were instructed in these prayers because they wanted to create. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, because they wanted to expand the universe. And the first time these prayers were given by Lord Brahma. Yeah. And basically say, thus one can continue with his occupational duty, right, the karma, but if he worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Lord Shiva herein prescribes, he attains his perfection of life. That is the perfection of human life. Yeah. Svanastisya dharmasya samsiddhi hari toshanam. That's in Bhagavad Gita. This is in Bhagavatam 1.2.13. We should continue executing our occupational duties. But if we try to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead by our duties, then our lives will be perfected. Yeah, that's the devotional service. Yeah, Neetu. Neetu. Neetu, you are there? एवं नोदिता है सर्वे प्रजा सर्गे प्रजेश्वरा अनेन ध्वस्तमस्य श्री सूक्ष्मो विविधा प्रजा. So when all the Prajapatis were ordered to create by Lord Brahma, we chanted these prayers in praise of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and became completely free from all ignorance. Thus, we were able to create different types of living entities. Yeah. Arun?
अध्यदं नित्यदा युक्तो जपम अवहिता उमम अक्रीर चर्या अपनोति वासुदेव पारायणः. A devotee of Lord Krishna, whose mind is always absorbed in him, who with great attention and reverence chants this Shrota prayer, will achieve the greatest perfection of life without delay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna will achieve the greatest perfection of life without delay, right? Vasudev Parayana. And this is a nice purport. So let's read this, Rinaji.
Perfection means becoming a devotee of Lord Krishna. As is stated in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.28, Vasudeva Paraved Vasudeva Paramaka. The ultimate goal of life is Vasudev or Krishna. Any devotee of Lord Krishna can attain all perfection, material gains, and liberation simply by offering prayers to him. There are many varieties of prayers to Lord Krishna chanted by great sages and great personalities such as Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. Lord Krishna is known as Shiva Virinchi Nutam, Bhagavad Gita 11.5.33. Shiva means Lord Shiva and Virinchi means Lord Brahma. Both of these demigods are engaged in offering prayers to Lord Vasudeva, Krishna. If we follow in the footsteps of such great personalities and become devotees of Lord Krishna, our lives will become successful. Unfortunately, people do not know this secret. Nate vidu sarvatha gatim hi Vishnum. They do not know that the real interest and the highest perfection of life is to worship Lord Vishnu, Krishna, Bhagavad Gita 7.5.31.
So it is impossible to become satisfied by trying to adjust the external energy. Without being a devotee of Lord Krishna, one can only be baffled and confused. To save living entities from such a calamity, Lord Krishna points out in Bhagavad Gita, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvam Iti Se Mahatma Sudurlabha. Yeah. So Bahunam Janmanam Ante, yani after many births and deaths, a wise man surrenders unto me. Mam Prapadyate, knowing very well that I, Vasudeva, am everything. Such a great soul is very rare. we can achieve whatever benediction we want simply by becoming devotees of Lord Vasudeva. Yeah. I think we'll pause here. We have few more sloks in this chapter. Should complete it tomorrow. Yeah. But let's pause so we can hear a nice kirtan. And first of all, I think we can see a very quick we'll see a very quick video from Vrindavan about celebrating Holi. Yeah. So let's see that.
Holi celebrations in Mathura continue with all the gaiety and fervor associated with it. On Sunday, approximately 450 devotees of Lord Krishna from 22 countries, including America, Japan, and England, celebrated Holi with flowers in Vrindavan.
Guruji, my Gurudev Paramahansa Vishwananda says that Holi is the most beautiful and joyful celebration when everybody colors in the color of Krishna.
These devotees are followers of Swami Vishwanandaji Maharaj, who also participated in the festivities.
Around 400 members from all over the world, different countries, Russia, America, Europe, India, and everybody united here and playing Holi.
Swami Vishwanandaji Maharaj is a Hindu guru based in Mauritius. He has thousands of followers across the globe and is the founder of Bhakti Marg.
So you see how this is one, of course, right? And there are so many such celebrations in Vrindavan, right, during the holy time. And there are so many videos, of course. So now we are going to hear, we'll continue here so there was of course, Lord Chaitanya Jayanti, right? So Lord Chaitanya is also known as Gorang. Yeah, so Nitai Gorang. So Nitai is Lord Balaram and Gorang is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah. So we'll continue here this chanting from Mayapur Kirtan Mela. So we'll hear it for 5-6 minutes. Yeah. And then let's see you tomorrow. So let's see.
Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Avaduta Nitai Gauranga Avaduta Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. All the ladies. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Everybody together, a little louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
All right, so beautiful kirtan, right? Yeah. If you get a chance to go to Mayapur, you should, if in India, should definitely try that. Very beautiful temple. And that's where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born also, right? And they're building a huge temple, actually, the largest temple in the world, I think. So it's going to be inaugurated in 2024, if I'm not mistaken, or 25 of those. So that's going on. And the person who is leading that, building the temple, is actually Ford's grandson. You know, Kulamrish Prabhu is his grandson of Ford, you know, Ford Motors, right? So he's grandson of that. So he's leading the whole collection of funds and everything for it. So anyways, so enjoy. And then we'll see you tomorrow at 9:30 again. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.